Morning. I hope you can hear me. Thought I'd best just try and film something super quick. Security, no issue. Checking, no issue. We've just had a coffee, sit down, and the ladies are at the loo, and then we're going to the gate, which is literally just there. I'm not going to film too much because obviously people are looking at me, and also it's really loud. But yeah, so far so good. There was no issue with the NATO summit. Roads were clear, we were really early. In fact, Annika forgot her phone and her husband drove out to the airport and dropped it off for loads and loads of times. So anyway, all good. Bit worried about the temperature. It's going to be 37 degrees tomorrow in Budapest, but we'll make it work. Eliane is super sweet. She bought us all a gift. She bought us all a hand fan each. They're so cute. Anyway, I'm going to stop waffling now, but yeah, it's a travel day. I don't know how much I'll film. Maybe I'll have a chit chat with you throughout the day. For sure I'll do a little apartment tour at some point, but anyway, I thought I'd just come on and just let you know I've landed in the airport, and next stop is Budapest. See you in a while. Hello, this is Dawn from the future here. I have edited the vlog, and some of the segments need a little bit more explanation, so I thought I'd just hop on and just have a chit chat with you. So you can see I've taken off from Schiphol. It's about a 2-hour flight from Amsterdam to Budapest. We flew with KLM, very comfortable. What we did notice that when we landed, it was very, very dry looking, which was a sign of the weather whilst we stayed in Budapest. Booking a taxi, we left departures. There's a big taxi kiosk. You queue up, tell them where you want to go. They give you a quote and a ticket, and you pick up your driver and you pay the driver. Very straightforward. Driver very helpful, very polite, spoke a bit of English. So we drove through the city. I think it was like a 30 to 40 minute drive from the airport to where we stayed. We were staying in a new district. It's called Corbin, still in the city, but in the centre of Budapest, but in more of a sort of office industrial area. So we booked quite a luxurious apartment. It was a 4-bedroom. Here you can see I'm having a little bit of a wander round as we go in. This is my bedroom, the first one off the hallway. We had a few issues with the air conditioning, which wasn't helpful in 37 degrees, and I think we had either 3 or 4 terraces. We only used one. It was actually really hot out there, but it was lovely to sit out there in the evening, drink a glass of wine and talk a little bit about what we'd been up to in the day and what we wanted to do the day after. So technically myself, Michelle and Anissa would have had our own bedrooms, as usually Eliane and Annika usually share, but the girls decided to bunk up, and we had a spare bedroom. Must say, considering it was a luxury apartment, I didn't have a hanging space in my room. I had a set of drawers, and Michelle and Anissa had no drawers and no hanging space. We had 2 toilets, we had 3 bathrooms, 2 toilets, and also strangely the master bedroom didn't have a toilet in it, which was very bizarre. But anyway, we were very, very happy. I think it was like a 6 to 8 minute walk from the apartment to the nearest metro stop. And we decided, after we quickly unpacked, we were going to go into the city and have a little stroll. Anissa came a little bit later, so we were just getting the lay of the land. We bought metro tickets at the entrance to the station, very cheap. I can't remember what we paid, under €20 for 3 full days of travelling, and the metro ticket is also for the train and the bus, and it was the public transport is absolutely fantastic in Budapest. So anyway, after the tour of the apartment, which I think I'm still doing, we as I said, we headed into the city, just trying to get the lay of the land. And it was very, very hot. I think on that day, I think I'm pointing here to Buda. So what if you're not aware, Budapest is actually divided into 2 by the Danube. On one side is Buda, which is where the mountainside is, and Pest is where what you're seeing now. So we predominantly stayed on the Pest side of the city. So I don't really know what we're looking at. I just thought the architecture was stunning, very beautiful. We just aimlessly walked around, and you know, we kind of followed our nose and see where it took us. As I said, we was just, getting the lay of the land. Found it very reasonable, inexpensive. What can I say? Then the shopping wasn't that great. We didn't really do any shopping, which was a little bit disappointing. But anyway, we decided we went to the Jewish quarter. The synagogue wasn't open, but we had a lovely lunch. And I must say, the iced tea and lemonade in Budapest, everywhere we went, was fantastic. And then it was a little bit later in the evening, so we decided to just head on over to the river, to the Danube, have a look. Michelle really wanted to see it's a memorial, I should say, it's called Shoes on the Danube Bank, and it's a memorial that was erected in 2005, and it commemorates it's to remember the Jews, the many Jews that were massacred along the bank of the Danube, and because shoes and other things were valuable, before they were shot, they were told to leave them. So it was very poignant and moving to see that. Sorry, just coming on super quick. We're running a bit late. We're running out the door. We've got a bike tour this morning. Hopefully you would have seen a few sights. Had a great afternoon. It's really hot today. It's the hottest day. We're expecting 37 degrees. But I'll try and pop on. Well, I'll pop on at some point in the video to give you a proper catch up. But today is Thursday. You would have seen on the screen somewhere. And it's going to be a long day, a long hot day. But so far, so good. I will catch you in a while. I'm popping back on again. You would have seen on the screen it's Thursday morning actually. And we decided to take a bike tour. And we started off at the St Stephen's Basilica. I'll talk about that later. Not really sure what exactly we were looking at because, the tour was all done in Dutch, which was fine, but we had a very young man who did the tour. He wasn't very confident, spoke very quietly, and for some strange reason he kept stopping us in full-on sunshine, and this was the day it was 37 degrees. Here you're looking across the water to Buda, and I'm pretty sure this is the Houses of Parliament that we saw, and we're close by to the bronze shoe sculpture monument. And he pointed out there was these little roadside things that tell you what street you're on. Apparently this was the equivalent of the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Again, I don't really know much about it, but it was actually nicer to be on the bike than stood walking around a hot city. So I think the tour lasted just over 3 hours, and we were in two groups. So there was our group and a mother with her kids joined us. And then we finished off in, I think this was Hero Square. So there's a lot of monuments, museums in this area. Absolutely zero shade. So we were roasting hot. But again, nice to see. Fantastic architecture. Then we carried on walking through the city for the afternoon. And we found a nice spot that we wanted to go and eat. So we booked a table. It was like a secret garden. It's called Bazaar if you're interested. It was a bit too hot because it's like an open courtyard. There's no air conditioning, but we had fans. But anyway, we had a really good night. It was really good fun. Excuse the mess behind me, and my room is a tip. I'll have a little bit of time just to have a quick chat with you. Hopefully you would have seen some footage. What did we do yesterday? I think I told you we planned to do a bike tour. Hopefully you've seen a little bit. I've not been able to film much just because we've been on the go non-stop. But the bike tour went really well. I was very worried if I could it's not fit on a bike, but that I could put my feet down or stop safely. And I learnt my lesson last year when we went to Alicante that a mountain bike works perfectly for me. So they had one for me. And I must remember, next time that when we make the booking to already say it. And it was like a whistle-stop tour. We saw the main sites in Pest. So Budapest is in two halves. The river divides it. So everything you've seen thus far would have been from Pest. Hopefully Dawn from the future has done a voiceover or some text on the screen. I'll have to Google what we saw because I can't even remember. So we did the bike tour, and then after that we had a nice lunch. We had a walk around the city again. Anissa, our other friend, she only joined us late on Wednesday, so we'd already got the lay of the land kind of thing, but she wanted to go and see the Jewish quarter, so we walked around it again, saw a few things we didn't see, and then we found a really nice restaurant. From the outside it just looked cute. There was all like baskets hung over the archway, and then it was like a secret or hidden garden, so we made a reservation, and so we came back, had a shower, just chilled for a bit. We drank a lot of water. I mean, it was 37 degrees yesterday and some, and so we came back, cooled down. The metro stop is about a 5-8 minute walk from where we stay, so then we've bought like a 3-day metro pass, which was, compared to the Netherlands, it was quite cheap. The public transport here is fantastic. It's running so regularly, on time, so really good. So then we had cooled down a bit, then we went back out, we went to that restaurant, I think it was called Bazaar. It was lovely. We had we shared plates, so it was a little bit like a Mediterranean, I think they're getting ready to go, food, but it was so hot inside, and then we were just tired. I'm coming. Yeah. Have I got my metro card? I'm coming, 1 second. And then we just ate and came back home, and I slept a bit better last night. Anyway, the plan for today, it's quite late in the morning now. We've had a really chilled time, nice breakfast. It rained a lot through the night. I missed it, but at 7 o'clock this morning it was still raining, so it's a bit cooler today. It's going to get warmer, but we're going to head back into the city, and I think we're going to do, I think on Tram 2 is like a sightseeing route, so we're going to do that. And who knows what the day brings, but I'll try and film a little bit more footage, and I'll come back on in a while. See you later. So by Friday we'd kind of got the lay of the land, but then we discovered that the Tram 2 runs along the Danube, and you can get like a whistle stop tour of the city, and also really fantastic views across the water to Buda. So and because we already had our metro cards, and I said earlier that the tram is also included in the metro, that's what we decided to do. And I think here you'll see the Houses of Parliament again, very similar to London, you know, the Westminster's on the banks of the Thames, and it's the same in Budapest. And the only thing is with the tram, it stops a lot. It stops all the way down the Danube, but it was, even though it looks a bit overcast, it was a very hot day, so it was nice to be by the water. All the windows were open, and yeah, we could just slowly take in the sights, and I'll just be quiet for a second and you can see the views of the Danube. Even though it was overcast, you get a really good view of what's over the water. And then at some point we realised, well, we're going into a residential area now, so we hopped off, turned around, and then we went back into the city. And here we decided to go to the Pest's oldest and largest indoor market, built 1897, the Great Market. A lot of things handmade, all very much for muchness. If you like peppers, lavender and oil and chilies, then that's the place to go. We didn't buy anything in there. And then Anissa wanted to go to this building, I think it was called the Paloma Art Centre, again an indoor courtyard. Unfortunately there wasn't much open. I stayed on the ground floor on a shady spot, and the girls had a walk around, and then we stopped for lunch to have some traditional Hungarian food. And we'd already made reservations at a bar in apparently a swanky area, the 360 rooftop bar, and we had drinks. There was a DJ playing and cracking views of the city. My camera just doesn't do it justice, but you get to see the basilica, the parliament, etc, etc. And then you would see on the screen that it's Saturday. Anissa decided not to join us, but we had already booked tickets online to go to the thermal baths. I don't know if I'm going to pronounce this right. Let me give it a go. It's pronounced Seychenye, the oldest thermal baths in Budapest. Very hot. I think it was 28 degrees water and 30 degrees outside. And we finished off in the Jewish square again on Saturday evening, and we had a bite to eat at a lovely restaurant in a courtyard area. Very Parisian looking. Anyway, now you would see on the screen it's Sunday, and we were heading home this day, so we had a packed agenda. We got the metro or the tram, I can't remember, across the water to Buda, and here you can see a nice view of Pest from the other side of the water. And we were queuing for the fununcula, and then a guy stopped us in the row and said, I think they were called official castle tours. I think little electric buggies, €2 more than the fununcula, which literally goes up and down. And so we did a whistle stop tour of all the sites on Buda. And whilst we were there, we didn't go in the buildings because we were leaving to go home. We had something else on the agenda, which we'll see in a moment, but can thoroughly recommend doing that tour. And we were really lucky. The palace is also up there, and I caught the tail end of the changing of the guard, which was very interesting. Would have liked to have gone in those buildings, but as I said, our time was very short, and as you can see on screen, it was very, very hot. Cracking views. It looked very much like fairy tale. Reminded me a little bit of a Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, you know, that kind of sort of vibe. Beautiful. And we were very lucky. I think because of the heat, it wasn't so busy with tourists, so you know, we didn't feel overcrowded. But here, I think coming up, you'll see a nice shot over the river to Pest. And I mean, even for the architecture alone, it's just a fantastic place to visit. I don't think you can really see it, but the roofs are also beautifully tiled. So yeah, we literally hopped on and off these little city buses, castle buses, and they ran so regularly. It was fantastic. Because they were all open, you got a lovely breeze. We had a real lot of fun on them, and everybody was really chatty and sharing you know, tips and advice. Here you can see some more of the views over to Pest. And then I'm sat on the back seat of the little electric bus, so I thought that would make a nice shot for you to see the streets. And you can see, just because how hot it is, it was pretty deserted. Afternoon. I hope you can hear me. Sorry, I've not been very chatty whilst I've been in Budapest, but we've just been on the go, non-stop. You would have seen on screen today is Sunday. We're leaving. I think we have like a 5:30 flight this afternoon to get back to Amsterdam about 7:30 or so. So we had a nice breakfast at the apartment, left all our luggage there, and then we caught the metro and the bus, and we went over to the Buda part of Budapest. So hopefully you would have seen some footage. We didn't think we were going to do it because somebody on a tour said, well, there's not much to see. And I think you would have seen, we went on these little electric buses and we had a fantastic time. We did like a little circuit, you could hop on, hop off. I hope of course I don't know. I hope the footage is fantastic because it's beautiful. It's very sort of medieval Knights Templar, you know, the Crusades, that kind of vibe. Anyway, the ladies wanted to walk over the bridge, and I said no, it's overcast and sunny. When it's sunny I get really swollen and, you know, get a lot water retention. So I said it's better that I stay in the shade because then I can do more, you know, I'm not uncomfortable. So we've bought metro, like transport tickets. We can go on the tram, the metro, the buses. Literally hopped on a bus, and it drove me straight over the bridge, got off at the first stop, and I'm sat here on a lovely statue, taking a photo. And yeah, I'm just sat in the shade enjoying the view. So I thought I'd just come on for a quick chat. I just can't remember when I last spoke to you, but anyway, maybe next time I come on, I'm back home. I'm ready to go home now. I've had a lovely time, but yeah, I'm missing Lawrence and the boys and Jack, my doggy, but yeah, fantastic. Anyway, I'll come back on shortly for you, and I'll give you a whole recap of what I've been doing and yet to edit the vlog and so forth. We can have a proper catch up. See you in a while. So here you're seeing some footage. We crammed in one last touristy thing. We got tickets to go into the St Stephen's Basilica. I think it was constructed between 1851 and 1906. That's what the internet tells us. And it's named after the first king of Hungary. And interestingly, his mummified hand is also in the basilica, which I think you're seeing on screen here. And then we dashed back to the apartment and checked. We actually got the metro over to the airport, which was very straightforward. And then it was a case of goodbye Hungary, goodbye Budapest. Thank you for a wonderful trip, and I would definitely recommend a trip there. And I would like to take Lawrence back and maybe the boys. So I'll hand you back over to Dawn of the past. You would have seen on the screen it's Tuesday, and I genuinely cannot remember when I last had a chat with you. I've been racking my brains when I left the house. I was like, when did I last have a chat? I've not edited any footage thus far. Yesterday, so I got home Sunday evening about 8ish, I want to say. Lawrence was really sweet, and he picked up myself, Eliana and Annika, gave us a lift home. They're the two that live the closest to me in the area, and then Anissa lives in Amsterdam, and Michelle had made her own plans, and yeah, everything went very smooth. But what I've decided is, when I've edited all the footage of Budapest, then I'll have a sit down with you and we'll have a proper chit chat, and I'll, you know, then watching the footage back as I'm editing it will have sort of refreshed my memory. But it's safe to say I had a wonderful time. I can thoroughly recommend it. If it's on your list where it's like, I would like to see it, do it. I can really recommend it. If I had to, sorry, just adjusting the air coat, it's so hot. I think it says 31 on the dash, 31 degrees. If I had to do this trip 1 month earlier, I would not have coped. That much is very, very clear. It would have been way too much for me. I kept up. The ladies were very sweet, you know, they were paying good attention, you know, at my speed. But even with like not overdoing things, we averaged 16,000 steps a day. some days more, some days a little bit under, but everything was definitely safely above the 15,000 mark. Gosh, and we used the metro a lot. Anyway, I'll waffle about that later. Yesterday, I slept on and off all day. I was absolutely shattered, like shattered, where I couldn't even keep my eyes open. Early in the morning, Emily at me, she said, "Oh, when it cools down tonight, do you fancy a walk?" And I said, "Yeah, let's." I upped her in the afternoon. I said, "No, Emily, I must have been delirious when I said yes. There's no way I could manage it." And then the other thing is, which is why I'm on this mission this morning, on the second day, I don't remember if I mentioned it already, so there might be a bit of repetition in my waffling, but I got a really, really bad blister on my foot, on the top of the big toe bone, and I've been in absolute agony with it. I've spent a fortune on blister plasters. I took regular plasters with me, and I sort of did my best juggling shoes, but I think I took my white like leather sneakers, which I managed to get around with them. That was okay, that wasn't an issue, but I'm thinking I could do something a little bit like a Sketcher type shoe. And I saw that the sales were on, and it's Tuesday, the schools are still in, so I thought, well, it should be pretty quiet on Tuesday, so I'm heading to Hoofddorp for that reason. I'm on the mission to buy, it doesn't have to be Skechers. I saw one store had Hush Puppies on sale, which I've had before, and they're very good shoes. So I've got my fake Primark Skechers on that I've had 4 years, and I absolutely love them. I should have took them with me, but they're black. I was thinking, I'm not taking black shoes, to Budapest. I should have took them. I wouldn't have had this blister. Anyway, so yeah, I'm on a mission to buy some shoes in the sales, and if not, regular price is fine. And I'm also trying to keep cool. That's the other thing, because if it's 31 degrees now, it is going to be even hotter this afternoon. So I said to Lawrence, he's at home, I said, you know what, I'm just going to go out for the morning. I'll be in and out of shops with air conditioning on, and I can just have a little mooch around. It's good, and the third thing is just to walk a bit, because I'm thinking, well, I've walked for 5 days hot, and I don't want to sort of seize up again. So that's the third sort of reason. I'll just walk for a little bit and do what I like. And I've still got my gift voucher for Suster and Grenna's. I don't know if you know how you say that. I think I watch other vloggers and they also struggle with how to say it. This seat has started squeaking all of a sudden. So that's the plan. That's the plan today. And then this afternoon, just focus on cooling off. As I said, Lawrence is at home, Josh was at home, we're all home. We've all got curtains drawn, windows open, fans on. I think we're expecting 34 today. When I saw on the news that they've got they said it was a heat wave bubble, I think they called it, or dome, a heat wave dome over Europe. And looking at the map, it seems that the Netherlands it's not in the centre, it's like just on the sort of outside of the dome, but still 34 degrees is hot enough. One day, I might have mentioned this, in Budapest we had 37. Oh, that was the day I got my blister. Oh my gosh. Actually, that was the day we did the bike tour. Oh my gosh. I thought I was going to die. It's terrible. And of course, it's, there's no sea around Hungary. I mean, we had the river, but, no sea, so we couldn't even go to the beach for a cool down. That's often what we do, when we go on one of these trips. Anyway, the other thing, whilst I was in Budapest, I saw that there were quite a few yarn shops in the city, and I had a mind that whilst we were walking around to try and visit one, and then I forgot, and then one day I said to the girls, I'm going to see if there's a yarn shop nearby, and it was in the opposite direction to where we were going, and all of them said, oh, we can turn around, and I said, no, it was so hot. I said, I'm good, I've got enough yarn, I don't need to buy any more. But it was just that, you know, just to share it with you, with everyone. But yeah, so if you're planning on going to Budapest, they have yarn shops, that much I do know. The other thing, I was a bit disappointed, maybe we weren't in the right place, I don't know, we didn't go to any kind of markets. I was really looking forward to see, they're famous for their lace, we didn't see any of that. We didn't see, I think we saw one lady who was advertising a restaurant in traditional dress, and she was lovely. Oh, she was really chatty. She said, I don't speak very good English. Well, then she went off. I think we stood there about 10 minutes having a good chat with her, and she was explaining all the clothes. I didn't like to ask to take, none of us took a photo of her. It felt a little bit, I don't know, intrusive, is that the word? I'm sure she wouldn't have minded, but because we were already in this chit chat with her, and we did think of going to the restaurant that she mentioned for dinner that evening, but as I said, with the temperature, it was so hot. Yeah, she was explaining all the layers, and she had this, the outer skirt, it was like red, and it was like loads and loads of tiny pleats, and then she explains how they pleat them all with their fingers and starch them, and then underneath she had 5 layers, like petticoat layers. She's shown us not all 5, and then under that she on her bottom, her derriere, they have like a pillow that they put on, because Michelle has said, geez, she's got a big, you know, backside. And I said, oh, it's padding that. And she said, oh, you can feed it. So we were all patting her bottom. She was hilarious. I wish I'd have took a picture. I don't know, maybe I can find an image, or you can Google traditional Hungarian dress. And it was also interesting, she had a whole map, and she was explaining that some parts of Hungary and even Budapest, you know, they have a different variation of the traditional dress. In one area, these men with boots and hats, and they call them the cowboys. If I buy something, I'll come back on and show you. I don't know, maybe I do end up getting some good shoes, and I can share them with you if you're in the market for some good shoes. And yeah, there's a few shops I need to go in. You know, I've just got a little shopping list of basics that I do, you know, need. So anyway, I will come back on in a while. Oh, I did buy only one thing in Budapest, so I can show you that as well. See you in a while. Okay, I'm back. It's really hot. I'm absolutely sweating. I'm going to change into shorts and a little vest and try and cool off. I bought a couple of things. What have I done with my other vest? I don't know what I did with them. Well, anyway, this is so I went for shoes, like sneakers, and they didn't have the Hush Puppy ones anywhere in the shop, so maybe it's an online thing. I kind of ruled these out, and these are wide fit Skechers hands-free slip-ins. They weren't on sale, but I think still they were like €80, I think, in the sale. No, not in the sale, so which I still think is quite a bargain. And they're like this taupey colour, and then they've got this rigid back, so you just can slip your foot in. So I tried them on. They are wide. If I'm honest, they feel a little bit wide here, but I'd rather that. But they're super comfortable. So yeah, I'll be trying them on. That's nice. I could buy regular shoes. Hold on, I'm just going to get the other ones. And then I spotted these. I walked past the shoe aisle, and then because I got them from a shop called Scapino, and they sell everything. They sell shoes and clothing mainly, and accessories like sports equipment. Anyway, as I was walking, I spotted these were on display, and I thought, do you know what? I'm going to sit down. I'm hot already. I'm trying shoes on. Let me just take that one off the display and try it on. So I sized up because my feet are very swollen right now, and these are a 39, which is an English 6, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, they're definitely leather. Hush Puppies, and they're nice. This nice wedge with this crossover, and they've got a nice suede base, because that's what I've found with the orthopedic shoes I've been buying. I think I need to put like a leather insole in them, because your feet slide about in them. And the nice thing is they've got this Velcro on the back, so you can extend them. And oh gosh, they are super, super comfy. They're really flexible and just very, very cushioned. So I'm thrilled to bits with them. They were €35 in the sale. I don't know what the regular price was. Anywhere on it? Yeah, €60. No, it was, the advised price is €70. They were selling them for 60, and now in the sale they were 35. I mean, what an absolute bargain. And yeah, because of the crossover, that's why I sized up. I tried them on. And then as I was walking through the little shopping mall, I like this, I love this shop, Cotton Club. And they've gone a bit better with their sizing. I mean, you can even get like double XL now. So I saw these little bomber jackets hung up in the sale. Caught my eye. Like these nice linen, I don't know if it's a linen blend or, it doesn't say. It doesn't say, I'm sure on the label it will say. And they had all different sizes. I tried the double XL, but it was huge. So this originally should have been €90, and then it was 40 in the sale. This really cute little linen bomber jacket. So I've got an XL. Oh my gosh, I'm all hot and sweaty. And it fits great, although it's sticking to me now. I mean, I could have maybe got an L, because I won't zip it up. But thrilled to bits with that. Nice little, it's a nice little spring autumn jacket. €40, what a bargain. And then I've just swung by the Albert Home on the way home. Oh gosh, I'm so hot. And I swear, people have lost the ability to drive. Anyway, I bought some things because I'm going to have a bite to eat now. It's 1:45. I bought some pineapple, and I bought mini watermelon, and it says it's tasty sweet, really sweet. I bought some mini peppers and some cucumbers, mini cucumbers, some hummus. That's what I'm going to have for my lunch. Some watermelon, pineapple and hummus and vegetables. I'm actually really looking forward to it. So I'm going to go and chop this up and wash and stuff. And then yeah, that was a nice little outing. I'm glad I did it. I was very, very stiff walking. I was sort of walking, you know, my joints. But as I continued to walk, I loosened up. So it's good that I did that. Anyway, oh my gosh, I need to tie my hair back. Did I have my hair tied up? Okay. No, I didn't. It's stifling. It will get a bit cooler. I think tomorrow's going to be a hot one, but it is going to get a bit cooler. Thank goodness. I'll see you in a while. I think we're up to date. This is Dawn of the Future. Sorry, oh, they're wet. I've not long got out the shower. My bracelets. Yes, I hope everything sounds okay on my laptop with my microphone. I'm very professional here. I don't know if it's any good. I bought it years ago. I've never used it. I just found it really, really confusing because then I kind of had like 3 vlogs on the go because I had last Sunday's vlog, the Budapest footage, and then I'm already filming for Sunday's vlog. So it's been really confusing. I would never make a professional content creator. Let's put it that way. Anyway, I think the voiceovers I've done, if you can hear them okay, I've pretty much explained everything. So I don't think I've got anything else to add from then. Since I've last filmed on this video, I've wore those Skechers shoes and I wore the Hush Puppy shoes, both fantastic, super happy with them. There was one other thing I had to show you, which I promised to order, is this is the only thing I bought. Actually, that's not true. I bought a sun hat, but it's not souvenir-y. This is what I bought. It's a little nesting doll or a babushka. What else do you call them? There is a name, it begins with M in Hungary, but I forgot what the lady said it was. And if you remember, I have got a blank set of these and I was wondering what to do with them. Now, I bought these from one of these, you know, souvenir shops on a main street. I paid €20. I could have bought the same one for €15 in the Great Food Hall. So if you go in, and they're not everywhere, they're actually not very common. You see a lot of wooden toys, but not these little nesting or stacking dolls. So it was so hot, I couldn't be bothered going back and picking them up. But I've been looking for inspiration of what to do with my blanks. So this is the biggest doll. And then we've got the next one under her. She's a little bit plain. And then we've got, so we've got 1, 2. Then we've got another one. Don't think she's stacked right. No, there you go. It's not lined up properly. Got another one. They look like they're done with wood, like a wood burner, and they're painted, obviously. So I think that she said there was 5 in this. I've not opened it since I've come back. And then, yeah, then we have this teeny weeny one. And then, yeah, a little tiny baby. Oh, so cute. I've got my glasses on. And then we've got the last one, which is this little dinky baby. So I don't know if I can hold them all together. Maybe if I do them this way. But yeah, now I've got my own set, I can be a little bit inspired about... Now I can't hold them together, I don't think. Can I? No, I can't. No, have I got a book here? Oh, maybe this junk journal. I'll do it on the backs. No, it's not. It's a bit bent. What can I stack them on so you can have a good look? I should take a photo of them, but I've edited the vlog so far, so I'm not... This is the last little bit of footage to stick on the end. Oh, watch, don't drop it. There, can you see them? This isn't for the thumbnail, I've already done it. Aren't they lovely? I wish they all had the polka dot. But anyway, I had my heart set on this turquoisey blue one. They had red ones. They're just lovely. So I think I just said, yeah, I paid 20 and I could have got one for 15. I don't begrudge it. The currency in Hungary, I'm just stacking them together, is HUF, H-U-F. And I think we worked on the 1:4 ratio, I think. So I think it was 400 HUF for €1, I think. I could be completely wrong with that. But then, you know, you're buying things for like 10, 20, 30, 40,000. And we were like, it was all getting a bit confusing at some point. But we managed it. And then we had currency converters on our phones, etc. But I must say, I was very impressed with the English. More or less everybody spoke English. I mean, granted, we were in a very, very touristy place, but, you know, that doesn't mean anything. There are parts of, you know, touristy places in the Netherlands where the English isn't fantastic. So, you know, fair play. Yeah, what else? I think I already mentioned it was a 2-hour flight. We were on the same time zone as the Netherlands, so Central European time, so that was good. It does look like it is a lot warmer there than it is in the Netherlands, full stop. In general, they get hotter. They get colder winters and hotter summers. Can recommend the going to a thermal spa, the bathhouse, the one that we went to. That's the oldest one, and it's 3 pools in the middle. The biggest one, the middle one, is closed for renovation at the moment, but it was fine. And they do have a capacity. So what we did, we booked it online, and then we had to go to a separate entrance, and then we had you're given a changing cubicle. It's all very old-fashioned, oldie-worldy. It's lovely. And then we had sun loungers, and but by lunchtime it was full. There was seating. You could sit on benches and stuff, but we wanted to be comfortable. Not a lot of shade, so you need your hat. What else? Yeah, as I said, the public transport, fantastic. Metro is awesome. I think the line 3 might be the newest, and it's the deepest. And then I think there's 4 lines actually. I can't remember now, I'm just thinking. Anyway, the one in Corvin, the district where we stayed, that was like a 6 to 8 minute walk from the apartment. That was the red line, number 3. and it pretty much went everywhere, and you could always connect, and something great to see wherever you are unless you're underground. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up now because I think it's going to be a long one. So thanks for tuning in. Let me know if you're planning on a trip to go to Budapest. I hope I've inspired you, or if you've been, was it nice having a look at, you know, some of the familiar sites that you've already seen. I can heartily recommend it. I will be going back at some point. Loved the place, loved the Hungarians. Not a great fan of the food. It got a bit samey, you know, everything was like goulashy, you know, it was like called something else, and then when it came, it's like goulash. But, you know, so you've got to be prepared to like tomatoey and a lot of peppers and onions. But again, it was fine. I like it, but not all the time. And yeah, well, thanks for tuning in. So hopefully this is loaded in real time midweek, and I'll be back again on Sunday with a back to regular service, the weekly vlog. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hanging on while I edited everything. I know I don't normally do a midweek upload, so I hope you've found some time to watch me, and if not, you watch me in the future. But I'm going to wrap it up. Yeah, I am. I'm thinking in the back of my mind if I've got anything else, but I haven't. I just wanted to show you the babushka doll, or stacking or nesting dolls, whatever they're called, and just wrap up the week. So thanks again for tuning in. Stay safe, take care, and I'll see you in the very next vlog. I can't speak. Bye for now.